My message is different. My message is about growth. My message is about doing better and better in yourself, no matter where you come from. Just don't want to. It's not fun at the top by yourself. It's not. That's not it. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as my son is good, like I want all my people to be good. Like, I got some of the best sleep in my life in jail. Like, I slept like a baby in jail because I ain't got no bills. I ain't got people who are sending me money. People are looking after me. Like, even the bad things that happened and the bad decisions all led to this.
So, well, let's get into it. So I have no idea what episode it is, so I'm just going to go straight for it. But we have, I would say, a very, very special conversation with Little Torment today. I just said off camera, and I think one of the reasons why I'm so intrigued to have this conversation is through listening to your music in detail. I'll be honest, I think that part of me already knows you as a person. So really what I want to do is kind of confirm or dispel some of those theories that I've made about you in my head. But I mean, just to kind of summarise what I think anyway, is I think that you're a person who's loyal, who's selfless, but someone who's experienced a lot of trauma and loss in their life, specifically in the past. So I wanted to kick things off, obviously, by targeting the past in the past, present, future style, and just ask you, where did that trauma first start?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's funny you say that. I remember a time I was young. I might have been like 11, 12. My cousin's gonna remember this as well. Maybe 10. My big cousin, and he went to jail for some I remember what it was, but whatever. Yeah, and I remember my mum telling me, and I was like, whatever kind of thing. And then I went to bed that night and cried. But nobody ever, like, this is the first time I ever spoke about this. That might have been the beginning of the trauma. Like, bro, my big cousin's in jail. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I've seen movies about jail and stuff like that. So that was probably the beginning of some trauma. Do you know what I mean? Literally.
And how accurate would it be to say that from that moment, it's been a consistent factor throughout your life?
Of course I've been happy. There's been happy moments as well. But yeah, I think everybody's life comes with a bit of trauma. Do you know what I mean? To some extent. Yeah, but I tried to not look back and see it all as trauma, do you know what I mean? Of course there was things that would shake the average man up, but there was always happy times as well, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
How much of those situations do you attribute to where you grew up?
90% of them. Because of course, like, 10% could have been me, you know what I mean? Intrigued and all the rest. So I say 90%, 80% to be, you know what I mean, a bit more fair. But yeah.
And one thing I wanted to ask you, to obviously go back to the very beginning, and to be transparent, it's a topic which comes up a lot when I'm speaking to people in your situation, is the absent father. So you say within one of your songs, one of your favourite songs of mine, to be completely honest with you, I know the damage of no father presence. So what was that like growing up?
See, my father was there. I know the damage of no father presence due to seeing other people and studying and just being able to be knowledgeable on the subject, that no father in the house it's gonna have its effects. Do you know what I mean? No male figure to like instill certain things in sons, daughters. It's gonna have certain effects. The majority of the time, some people are they're gonna sail through nicely, do you know what I mean? And maybe they won't experience nothing by the grace of God. But yeah, I'm sure most will say the majority of us that or them that didn't have, because remember, I've got family members that have not had grown with the privilege of having both their parents in the house. So I've seen how they might be different to me.
And how would that be?
Well, I don't know. It varies for different people. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a blanket thing, all shoe fits one kind of thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, it has its effects. Some people, it makes them like more resilient, more stronger. Some people, it makes them more defensive, more wary more. Do you know what I mean? Depending on male, female, I'm trying to say it all depends. But I think ultimately there's a negative effect when there's no father presence, no positive father presence. Yeah.
You say no positive father presence.
Because a negative father presence is because that's what they're gonna do in the comments. What about a bad father? That's what they're gonna do. You're not doing that to me. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I'm smarter than that.
100%. So I talked about loss, and it's really interesting what you just went into. And like I say, kind of a lot of the conversation from my perspective is going to be moulded surrounding your music. And I wanted to start with saying breathe. Again, you say you either die or go to jail. It's like heads or tails. So I think from some perspective, you've experienced both sides of that coin. But I wanted to start initially with loss. When did you first experience your first loss?
My first loss, I was 15. I was 15. Little homie, little Zach. A lot of people will know him. It's gonna be a controversial one, but that was my little bro. Just what I'm trying to say. And obviously, encounters in the ends, whatever. He lost his life. He was a few years younger than me as well, but we went to school together. And we built our relationship in school. So I wasn't in school that day. He died outside the school. So that was a loss. That was a loss. I was sad about that. And I knew the other side as well. So it was a bit mad.
How did you process that then?
I don't know. I just tried to kind of play defense to say, you know what I mean? I know both sides. They're angry. They're going to jail for this. What can I really do? But people make you pick sides. People put you on a side. You know what I mean? So that's what I can really say. If you can't make a decision for yourself, someone will.
How tough is that though, mentally? Like, not even specifically in this situation, but in general, where you feel a certain way about something, but you can't act on it because of external factors. How hard is that?
Do you know what? Talking about it now, it's hard. I know it's hard, but when you're going through it, you can't really think about that. You just got to try and find the smoothest way through. Do you know what I mean? Literally, you just got to try and find the smoothest way through. Well, that's what I tried to do, innit? Other people would have done different things or whatever. But I was just trying to find the most smoothest way through and be amicable. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't always go like that. Literally, in everything.
And you say you're 15. As you've grown older and you've experienced more loss throughout your life.
Of course.
How do the emotions change? Because one of the things that I picked up on in your music is almost a sense of feeling numb. So I wanted to ask you how the emotions changed with each additional loss as you got older.
Do you know what? It's funny because they was all different. So that the dynamics there was different. We was so young, you know what I mean? So it was different. Like losing one of my friends as an adult now. I'm 25. He's about to be 25. We both got sons. Yeah, now the dynamics are different. Just what I'm trying to say. It hurts different. Like it's a different hurt. Like you're hurting for more people. Do you know what I mean? It's a different hurt. My other bro, Mischief, when he passed, rest in peace. So it's a different hurt. We was young. We wasn't processing it. I was 16 at the time. So I'm not really processing it how I process it now if someone passes, do you know what I mean? 17 years old, my bro Bricks, it's another loss, but he didn't lose his life. He went to jail, he got life in jail. So it's like, it's another loss. But we didn't batter an eyelid. I was talking about it to my bro yesterday, like, yo, we was wired all wrong because when bro got that 17 years, we didn't batter our eyelid. We just carried on that, literally, you know.
What are the long-term effects of that?
I don't know. Still going through them, still that kind of that, I don't know. It's different to everybody. you know what I mean? It's different. Now, how I feel, other people might not feel that way.
How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm a rapper as well, so I feel a type of way anyway because I'm on Front Street all the time in the sense of like my face is, do you know what I mean? London, everybody knows who I am. So in that sense, I've got to move a type of way anyway, regardless, before the extra stuff. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It just makes you feel a lot of ways. A lot of ways. Frustration. I'm frustrated. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Sometimes you beat yourself up. Sometimes it motivates you. Fuck it, I gotta do better. You know what I mean? Have your moments. You know what I mean? Some people live in their moments more than others, and I try not to live in any negative moments, put it that way. So, yeah.
What do you mean by that exactly? That was really interesting.
Like, of course I'm still angry about things. Of course things, I might get an itch, I might drive through a certain area and get an itch and have to kick myself. Like, yo, you got your son that needs to see you come home, you got this music career, yeah, you got your family, you got yourself, like, you got yourself to work on, you know what I mean? You don't want to throw that away. So I live in the positive kind of things. Like I try to remove the negative things from my mind when they come, because they do. Of course, I'm still here. You know what I mean? I haven't left yet. So it's just about just kind of staying on point and being on the ball. Literally.
And you touched upon jail there within that answer with one of your best friends. What was your personal relationship with jail?
Well, they couldn't hold me. Like, jail ain't holding me. I'm not going there. I've been to jail, but I shouldn't have been to jail because I wasn't convicted. So I always believe that people that ain't been, like, you know, they just remand you off. Like, you might hear your name in some stuff and just remand you, put you in the jail and make you wait to fight your case or whatever the case may be. So I say I shouldn't have been sent to jail, but I was sent to jail and beat my case.
When was that?
2015. And of course I've had numerous stints since, but I haven't been back behind the door. And it's like, I'm not doing anything to put me behind the door.
What stops you?
Everything, the same thing that stops me from doing the mad thing outside. You know what I mean? Like everything. Like it's not worth it. Like I said, I've been to jail. It's boring. It's not nothing I want to do. It's not nothing that anyone would want to do. Do you know what I mean? Why would you want to do jail? I don't want to go back to jail. So I'm trying to at all costs avoid anything that might lead me there. My relationship with jail, I don't have a relationship with jail. I wasn't in jail for long. I don't want to go back. I don't want to know it. I don't have a relationship with jail. My relationship with jail is third party. My friends that are in jail and all the rest of it. Yeah, I got a third party relationship with jail, put it that way.
And you said it was 2015.
Yeah.
When was your son born?
2015. Yeah. So I was in jail while he was in his mom's belly. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that, or how did I feel?
Do.
Boy, I made it home before he came out, you know? Yeah, so, but of course, like, one time I was in the car and I was saying to someone about being in jail or something. My son was like on his iPad. He looked at me, he said, "Dad, you went to jail." I was like, shit. He didn't even know, like, that was mental. I said, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I don't, like, it's part of my journey, like, do you know what I mean? Of course I didn't want to go and I'm pissed and yeah, but.
What do you think it taught you then? You said it's part of your journey.
I don't know, because it was an experience in itself as well, as mad as it might seem, like. It's an experience in itself. Like, yeah, man. It was really an experience. I can't lie. Like, not that anybody should want to go there or anything like that, but shit, like, if you get the opportunity to go for a month and see your brethren you haven't seen in years, years, like, and then you might not see them for years after when you come out, like, this man is still in there from when I was in there. So it's like, I got to see, man, I got to see what I don't want to come to you. Do you know what I mean? You know when they say if you don't hear, you must feel. You know what I mean? I got to feel, just a little light feel, and yeah, I said I don't want to go back. From you can kind of, I don't know, man. People that be going back to jail all the time and that, there must be something there they like, because it's not it. It's not it, man.
What do you think people do like about it?
Yeah, the comfortability of not having to take care of nobody, no responsibility. That's what I remember from jail. One thing I remember from jail is it was peaceful as fuck. Like, I got some of the best sleep in my life in jail. Like, I slept like a baby in jail because I ain't got no bills. People were sending me money. People were looking after me. People were taking on my responsibilities outside. When you look at it like that, it's like, hold on, do you know what I mean? You're just chilling. Then on top of that, all my brethren is in next door and that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? There's a comfort to it as well. Like, there's a relief to it. You're not having no police chasing you. You know what I mean? But all of this is deep psychology, I think. And I'm not a psychologist. I just try and be aware. And yeah, that's what I think it's a lot of these things. It's deep still. Not wanting to come home to what they have to face on the outside. There's loads of different things, do you know what I mean? There's loads of different things. I remember on my wing there was someone complaining about getting released, saying I'm just going to do something to come back. Yeah, I'm going to be back in the same cell 2 weeks. Yeah, some people are like that. Literally, they got nothing out here. So, yeah.
Within that answer, I would say, and I touched upon it earlier, kind of within the intro, I would sense like a lot of loyalty within that. So going in, seeing your friends that you haven't seen in a long time, then people looking after you when you're on the inside. So, and it was one of kind of like the...
Oh, and people don't look after you too as well, though. You see a lot of that too. So it kind of refines your mind to things, you know what I mean? Makes you look at things a bit different. People you thought loved you, they don't behave like they're loving you right now because you're outside, out of mind. You know what I mean? So you get both sides of the coin, you know what I mean? It wakes you up. It's a reality check. You know what I mean? When your cellmate has no one sending him money and your canteen is filled to the brim and you can't sit there and let him starve. You shit. That shit starts to soften your heart. No cap. Like, no cap. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, that's why I started to realize, like, do you know what I mean? I'm sharing a cell of a Muslim. The Muslims, they pray 5 times a day. I'd be watching TV or something, and he would start praying, and something in me, he wouldn't even tell me turn off the TV or nothing. Something in me just saying, nah, let me turn this off, and just giving me set to pray. Yo, pray for me as well, please, love. She say dua for me or whatever. And just little things like that just started to like soften my heart in a sense. So, yeah, I think it's different for everybody, do you know what I mean? But it definitely helps you kind of find your way if you use it to.
And you talk about it softening your heart, and we spoke about loyalty, and like I say, it was one of the 4 pillars that I kind of used to describe you. I mean, just briefly, how accurate do you think it would be to say that you are a loyal person?
Well, I'm a dickhead as well, of course. Like, we're all dickheads when we want to be dickheads, do you know what I mean? But I try to be loyal. All my friends will say I'm a loyal person, do you know what I mean? All my friends will say I'm a loyal person. Of course, the streets is different. Loyalty in the streets is different. Do you know what I mean? To loyalty in real life to your family and all of that. So in the streets, it gets messy, innit? Things happen, you know what I mean? And it gets messy. Like, loyalty's a blurred line in the streets. It's just the truth. There isn't no loyalty. There's no rules. So to expect loyalty in the street is just silly, in a sense. But in the real life, my friends' kids, their families, and the rest of it, my loved ones, they will know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, to be fair, because the reason I wanted to ask is because you reference in a few of your songs family stealing, and I think you say something along the lines of like, fuck school, when your friends snake you, that's a lesson, or something like that. So given the fact that you give so much to so many people, and those sorts of situations have arisen, how does that feel?
It's not really surprising. It's not surprising. Any of my family that stole, they're in the streets. So, yeah, I mean, you can't give them a blab because it's not like my brother or my little cousin or, do you know what I mean? My nigga like my guy, we take our kids outside together and all the rest of it. No, it's my little cousin or some shit. You know what I mean? Or my older cousin or some shit. That just because I don't want to, you know what I mean, have them feeling like, what. But yeah, no, it just comes with the territory. Do you know what I mean? It's not literal stealing. It's just like, I check you back when I want to check you back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm entitled, this is what it is, but I don't care what you say kind of thing. Whatever, I still love you, we're family. What are you going to do about it kind of thing? Like, you're not going to do nothing. You're just going to say, fuck you, you're an idiot, I'm not talking to you, I'm not dealing with you right now. Whatever, do you know what I mean? When the streets, it's a bit different. So it's not like literal stealing, man, trying to harm you or anything. It's just, yeah, annoying stuff. To keep it frank. Yeah.
To not keep it frank, you said about the line being blurred. Like, could you explain a little bit more what you meant by that?
Well, I don't put nothing past nobody in the streets because I've seen friends kill friends. So, yeah. Sorry if that's making it frank. But, yeah. So how can you expect loyalty in the streets? Every block outside right now probably got a friend that's killed a friend or tried to kill a friend or shot after one of the mutuals or literally, we all have one. Let's not cap, or stole some bricks from him or stole something or stole a whack. You know, that we all, these things are going on in the streets since the beginning of the streets, and that's just the reality. So I don't really put nothing past no one. I take things for face value. You know what I mean? I appreciate good when I see it, and I know bad when I see it. Literally.
And you say it's the reality, and you almost talk about it as if it's a normality, to be completely honest with you. So for someone that would be watching this, sat in an apartment in Chelsea, for sake of example, and they're saying, why does this happen? How would you explain how it gets to that point?
Boy. Well, what are we talking about? Be more specific, please, because I don't want to ramble.
No, please. So essentially, you're saying that it gets to this point where friends are killing friends. That's the situation that you're talking about. I'm saying, what are the factors throughout people's life to get them to a point where they will kill a friend?
Friends kill friends over petty stuff. You might, like, it could be just a normal fist up, but you lost. It could be a woman. It could be money. It could be anything. But all these things, you gotta understand, these are alpha males all crammed into one space. You can't just slap somebody in the face and think that that's just over with. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are alpha males with nothing to lose, crammed into one space. Do you know what I'm trying to say? With nothing to be happy for, with just pressure and just tons of pressure on them, ready to crack at any moment. So it's like, it's easy to crack on someone that's around you, that's emitting the same negative energy as you as well. You know what I mean? Like, you got two fires and you just put them together. Do you know what I mean? Literally, this. And so I try to be the water in all those situations. In the ends, I try to be the water because I realized that it's just a bit fire around. Everybody's just fiery, like just fiery. I know how to be that because that's how I was. Do you know what I mean? But I understand that that's not gonna get me nowhere dealing with any of this. Because, or I wouldn't still be trying to extinguish things and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean?
Does the water never get burnt?
Water, how can fire, come on, do you know what I mean? No, water don't burn. Water just gets hot. You know what I mean? And I do get hot sometimes, but I try to stay cool, put it that way.
Put the water in the fridge. Yeah, nice. So I spoke about you being selfless, didn't I? And I kind of touched upon you helping people out and putting others before you. I wanted to ask you, like, really why you do that, because in another one of your songs, and I can't quote it line for line, but you talk about when you focus on yourself, you can see the difference and you can see the progression. So with that in mind, and you can see clear progression within yourself, why do you then put energy into helping other people?
It's a weird one though, because I go through phases where I just be focusing on myself. Well, that's how I know why I see the progression, and then maybe I get bored. maybe I get bored. I like to see other people win. Like I get enjoyment out of it. That's how some people. Listen, from any girl that's been in my life has told me the same thing. Why you keep helping? Why you keep the? They don't understand though. Well, I don't know. I think could be survivor's guilt. I've heard people say that. Could be that.
Do you care about yourself?
Of course. Do I put myself first? No, I put my son first. And then I put myself first. And then the rest is free gains. And I feel like with my loved ones, it's free gains. But that free gains, I guess it just gets taken for advantage. Sometimes some people take advantage of it, I guess. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, maybe when I might need somebody to lean on or something and there's nobody there, I don't know, those might be bitter moments, do you know what I mean? I try to stay out of negative feelings though, so I'll just vent it in my music, like, you know what I mean? This is annoying, like, I should just focus on myself because look at me now, I'm trying to find some help. There's no help. And I'll probably still go and get myself into a better place by focusing on myself and then go back to helping again because, I don't know, maybe I just don't want to, it's not fun at the top by yourself. That's not it, do you know what I mean? Like, as long as my son is good, like, I want all my people to be good. After that, like, even before me, because I might as well be here with you, man, like, do you see what I'm trying to say? As long as my son's good, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm straight. Like, I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy. So, if you men are here, I'm here, innit? But let's try and get over there. Let's try and move. Like, it's not really, it's never a giving thing. It's more, let's build, let's invest in. So, yeah, man, naturally, I want to be like that. That's what I'm like, but it's best to keep a small circle in it like that. So I've just refined my circle. I keep a smaller circle so it's not as draining now. Now it's like there's just a few people that reciprocate the energy as well. And I think that's what it is. It's about balance. There's nothing wrong with being like that. It's just about balance. If you got to really pick who you're being like that for. Yeah, basically.
You touched upon music and your son within that answer. I wanted to ask you, what brings you happiness within the present moment?
My son. Knowing he's happy. Knowing he has the opportunity to do everything that I didn't have the opportunity to do. And that's exciting. Just to see what he might do with that. And life itself. I'm happy. I'm like, life excites me. You know what I mean? But I'm humble. I don't really require much from this world, if I'm honest. I actually don't.
Just a hot meal in the evening.
There you go. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I actually don't require much. I do like a holiday. I spend a lot of time out the country in the sun, but I don't really require much. I don't know how I got to this place. I think I've always been like this though, to be fair. Obviously, I had my moments where, you know what I mean, you spend a lot of money or whatever on frivolous stuff, like clothes and stuff, but I kind of got to a place where now, as long as my son's good and I'm good, like, I'm good, you know what I mean? I've got everything I want, generally. Yeah, man, the rest is for the birds and the trees. Yeah.
The main point of that answer was your son. And I'll be honest, I was hoping you were going to say that because I kind of dreamt up maybe a make-believe scenario, but I think there might be some accuracy in it. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on it and understand how hard this is, if it's accurate from your perspective. So you touched upon initially you having an experience with your friends not having fathers present. So in my mind, you experiencing that will mean you want to be really present with your son. So that's one side of the sphere, to say it that way. So then off the back of that, you say within some of your songs, you can't always be with your son when you want because of danger. So that's got to be tough. But then the reason there's danger is because you have an appetite to provide for your son and to give him everything that you didn't want. So to me, that is a revolving scenario.
Well, I wouldn't say that's the reason there's danger. Well, when them people come knocking, they just come knocking when they want to come knocking, innit? At the end of the day. But as for like, it's more the streets where I don't really parlay with my son outside and that. You know what I mean? I'm very picky with where I go, where we go with. Yeah, basically, I treat him like he's a superstar as well. You know what I mean? He has to profile exactly how I profile. And
how do you profile?
Very just low key, just discreet, which is fine because that's how I want to be anyway. So it's like, I don't want to be in the places where that's loud and everyone is, I don't know, so the fact that I have to profile like that, it's not a stress to me. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, if I had a woman that wanted to be outside every minute and doing crazy things and being nonchalant about what's really going on, then maybe, and I was a fool, then maybe I'd be putting myself in danger. But I'm not in those types of environments to put myself in danger. But yeah, I'm not just going to be driving through the hood with my son in the backseat on any occasion. Yeah.
You touched upon relationship there, and that's actually, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't somewhere where I was going to take the conversation, but I'm interested to understand, like, given your mindset, and I guess it's a mindset that you have to be in, that you've explained, that of not going to certain places and not being outside all the time.
Well, I go wherever I want, but you just have to know what you're doing. Yeah.
But if we're honest with each other, a lot of women, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's healthy in relationships. So how much harder does that make your job of nailing down a meaningful relationship?
That is a sick question. Do you know what? It makes it hard, but I'm not gonna complain in the sense of I don't want that type of woman. So, like don't get me wrong, yeah. I party, I go out, I do things. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like there's just a balance. Like there's a balance, and firstly, I don't want that type of woman that's partying all the time. Do you know what I mean? Whatever that is, it's subjective to everybody. Whatever that is, innit? But there's places you can go that respectfully separate you from the madness. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And I'd be in those places. I don't have no problem being in those places. But what was your question? Talk to me.
So the original question
was...
was...
how hard is it to...
Yeah.
So, but like you said, a lot of women want to be everywhere. So that just makes it hard off the back anyway. Then that's not even the problem, really. It's more the... I want a good woman. Good women run when they hear street nigga rap. He's a rapper. Lived a certain type of lifestyle. Good women run away from that anyway, so...
So in essence, what you're saying is you're
it's hard
fishing
anyway.
In a pond with few fish.
It is peak. It is peak. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter. Like, it's so hard to actually get someone to even have a conversation with you. You see what I'm trying to say? But...
how many times have you found that person?
Bruv, a few times, but as a child though, like as a teen, like, I haven't found that person as an adult. Do you know what I mean? Respectfully, I'm speaking to someone now, but we're just talking and she seems like a good woman, but as an adult, there has not been no woman that's made me say, yeah, she could be my wife. Like, it's been mad. It's been mad. And if there has been, she ran at the sight of everything that comes with being with someone like me, just I'm trying to say. Whether she liked me initially or not, it's just like, take my chances elsewhere kind of thing. It's kind of mad. Kind of mad still. Kind of mad, but same time it's like, that's not really my focus. Like, my focus isn't really finding a woman. I feel like when in due time, all will come together in a sense. Like, am I the person that I want to be if I was a woman, am I the person that I would want to be with right now, today?
What's the answer to that question?
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I've just got there. You know what I mean? Maybe I've just got there. Of course I've got work to do, do you know what I mean? And there's working on me to do, of course, but I believe so. I believe, yeah, now I am still, yeah.
Good answer, good answer. Some of the things that we've spoken about there is like barriers to like a relationship, to having the best possible relationship with your son that you can possibly have. For me, I think I know the answer to this, but what do you think is the answer in terms of, well, I'll just be honest, I think it's music, so I want to talk to you about music. So how much of a focus is music for you in the present moment, and how much of a relief do you think it will be in those scenarios that we've just discussed?
No, you gotta give me that, you gotta run that one back for me.
So we just spoke about the barriers with relationships, being where you are, barriers with taking your son out to places and being nonchalant with him and doing all these things because of the situations that you find yourself in today. Will being successful within music answer those problems?
Not all of them. Not all of them. It might, no. It'll just make life more fun. It'll make life more safe, of course, because I'll be able to even pattern even better. Like how I'm patterning, I can maneuver even better and even more discreet. But ultimately, I'd be bigger. Do you know what I mean? I'd have a bigger audience. I'd be a bigger crowd. It could potentially be worse. Do you know what I mean? Like,
why?
In terms of, in some things that I could, well, listen, I can't even go just to Tesco and Nando's without getting noticed. So imagine what it would be like if music was to go through the roof.
What Lowski said,
I might actually have to change a lot. It could be quite traumatic. Do you know what I mean? It actually could be. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I reckon financially, of course. Do you know what I mean? And that's all that's why I still do it, because it's like ultimately it's a finance thing, it's a business, and it's making sure that my son's good, and that's what's first. So we just going again. Yeah.
How much frustration do you have with the music industry? Because I wanted to ask you this, because if we're honest with each other, if you ask near enough any UK rapper right at the top, I think there's an interview I saw with Rimsey actually, and the question is, oh, who do you rate? And he's like, Little Torment. And I think a lot of rappers would say that, and a lot of people would ask the same question, like, why are you not bigger?
I think there's a lot of reasons. You know, they say that my message is different, you know, to a lot of people's message. My message isn't a message that I would say is, what's the question? What's the word? My message is different. My message is about growth. My message is about doing better and better in yourself, no matter where you come from. It's not a message that's pushed. It's never been a message that's been pushed. Do you know what I mean? So, because people ain't interested in that or whatever the case may be, I think I'm where I am because, in a sense of even in the conversation, because I'm naturally talented. Just naturally talented. I'm naturally gifted. I can naturally put the words together and make you see what I'm saying. I think if I was showing another side of me, the other side of me, because we see the traction when I do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I don't know, that's just not the journey I'm on. So I think it's a thing of what I'm speaking about, who I'm hanging around, because there's conglomerates in the industry, do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you drop a tape and you have the conglomerates posting you, you're gonna do well, you're gonna share the fans and all the rest of it. So there's a lot to it, there's a lot to it. I could do better marketing, I could do better campaigns when it comes to dropping my tape. There's loads of different things, but ultimately, yeah, I ain't where I should be, and that's a fact. And I don't entirely think it's because of me, because the people are more frustrated than me at this point. I'm not even frustrated. I'm not frustrated because I feel like everyone that supported me has got me to such a great place where I could say, like, yo, like, my bills are gonna be paid till 2025 off music. Like, shit, like, I said that to my brother yesterday. He was dying. He was like, that's so sick. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna say the UK failed me ever again. Like, I've been doing this for how long now? Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, something must be given. So let's not look at it like it's all bad. I just think that I ain't with the bullshitting. And in this country, there's a lot of bullshitting. So that's what these kids eat up. You know what I mean? Naturally. So how can I be mad? Like, how can I be mad if somebody wants to eat shit? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I can't be mad. So, yeah.
So what you're almost saying there is that by other people digesting shit music, essentially, it's confirmation to you that yours is good.
Oh no, I'm not saying the music's shit. The music could be great. Do you know what I mean? The music could be great. I'm saying the content may be shit or whatever the case. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Do you see what I'm trying to? The influence may be shit.
I hear you.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? So, see, he's had to do that to me. It's not. Yeah, no, it's not like that. It's just, like I said, my message overall is it's not gonna ruin your kids. Do you know what I mean? Put it that way. In any essence.
So I'm just thinking about it, and really, you were saying that you prefer to be in your current situation with the message being pure
100%.
than spit something that you're not about and be here.
Do you know what? It's not even, the funny thing is as well, it's not even that I'm not about it. That's the thing. And I think that's what makes it more powerful.
You're making a conscious decision.
Yeah. Because I could go and say everything that these, this is what I'm trying to say. Worse. Literally. But I choose not to because something inside me, like I said, like just like when I was in that cell and the Muslim was praying, and when I was speaking to my mum after I come out of jail and she was asking me, did you really want to, you want to be a murderer? Like, do you know what I mean? And I had to look her in the eye and say, bro, no, I don't. And I meant that. I could have just stormed off, walked out, like, fuck that, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? No, I said, no, I don't know. Let me try and pattern. Let me try something. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm going to act accordingly, being in the streets, but let me try something in it, at least. So yeah, just been slowly making a conscious decision to just do better. And I'd be a hypocrite if I was just chatting shit in my music, like just chatting shit. Like, nah, man, for what? For monetary gains. Like I said, I don't require that much from this world. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
The way you described the message in your music was like growth inducing. So to talk about growth and to move into the future, what do you want to accomplish in the future?
Ultimately, I want to be able to say, yeah, music's going to pay my bills till my son's bills. Yeah, ultimately, that's what I want to say, right? Yeah, look, music's going to pay my son's bills till he's 60. You know what I mean? And maybe his grandchildren's bills. You know what I mean? And that's not really a monetary gain thing. It's just a generational wealth thing. Do you know what I mean? Let me create generational wealth. I'll be happy, regardless of how I do it. Substantial generational wealth, because I guess I've already created generational wealth, but substantial generational wealth. Yeah, I'll be all right with that. I don't need the fame. I don't need the, you know what I mean? It's not, do you know what I mean? I get a hit song, I'm going investing. Do you know what I mean?
In what?
I don't know, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. Like, obviously, I know I'm going to do some property and what the basic good investors moves, but I'm not looking to spend my time here forever. I know music is about my message, and I'm happy with that, and I'm grateful for what I get back for it. I think I would still make music even if I didn't get nothing back from it. Yeah, even if it was for my own personal growth.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much of that is like a personal
to
therapy?
hear myself back, kind of figure it out myself, figure out life. Yeah, 100%.
Again, this is another thing that I wasn't going to go into, but I've just thought about it now. How does it feel going back and, say, listening to a song that's 3 years old?
I don't really do it. It's rare it happens. Like someone might be around me like, you don't play that song no more, run that, and they pull it on. It's rare it happens, very rare, but...
How does it feel though? Because I guess what I'm thinking in my head is, say if I watch like a bit of video of me like 4 years ago or something like that, and the growth is really clear, the message is different and stuff like that, like how does that feel, like reminiscing on that?
I think it doesn't really change the feeling because the circumstances hasn't changed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So my circumstances from, I don't know, 2019 hasn't changed much. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So...
And how does that feel in itself, that there's been no movement?
Well, I don't know, because I've been in a alright situation from 2019. So I don't know, but of course it's frustrating. But yeah, I just feel like it's growth at the end of the day. Sometimes you can grow without everything around you changing. Do you know what I mean? Everything around you doesn't have to change. You can grow in that environment. Yeah, and that's powerful. Because they say sometimes that it's best to leave to grow kind of thing. You know what I mean? You can't stay in the same environment that hurt you. Do you know what I mean? To heal. They say some shit like that. I've heard a woman say some shit like that. You know what I mean? But I had to. Or all hell would have broke loose. Because I weren't leaving. How was I going to get out? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So now where I'm still in that same environment with a whole different mind frame, it's bittersweet. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm positive, I feel positive, but it's not positive. Do you know what I mean? So it's a techie one. It's a techie one. It's a balance. It's a balance. Like, yeah, man. If you're in the hood, man, start going gym every day, drink some water, you know what I mean? Eat good, you know what I mean? You find a balance, because if you're not leaving for now, there's no point moping around, do you know what I mean? And just soaking in all the negative energy. And some people ain't leaving. Some of us ain't leaving, that's just the truth. So, yeah, get used to it. And I think I'm used to it. I'm at a point where I'm actually used to it. As much as I'm staying positive and doing things to elevate, I'm used to it. I could be, as long as my son don't have to go through it. Do you know what I mean? I'm good still. You know, good.
So what's your time scale then for when things have to change for you to put your son in that better scenario that you talk about?
To be fair, he's already in that better scenario. It would be, but it's a sacrifice for me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It would be nice if I didn't have to sacrifice so much for him to be in.
What would you have to sacrifice?
Well, I got to sacrifice a lot, just put it that way, for my son to not go through what, do you know what I mean? I got to half sacrifice myself, in a sense, and put myself at risk certain times. And do you know what I mean? There's been times, my son's 7, you know what I mean? I didn't just come up today. I've been out here, so there's been times where I had to literally risk myself for him. And I do it over and over and over and over again. I ain't got no problem doing that. So, yeah. Literally. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be negative about things. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's just what it is.
Yeah, it's powerful, and it seems like, for me, the perfect place to close out. So I wanted to ask you one last thing, and this is more actually for your personal benefit, I think. So I spoke about going back and listening to songs. So I'm hopeful that in the years to come, you'll go back and you'll review this conversation. So what message would you have to a future version of Little Torment?
I don't know if he would listen. Honestly. I don't know if he would listen, but I would try to. I wouldn't say that. I would say, because I feel like even the bad things that happened and the bad decisions all led to this. Do you know what I mean? don't know if I would have got here if I didn't go through certain things. Do you know what I mean? I would have just said, take everything with a pinch of salt, because none of it's gonna hurt in the end. Literally, you're gonna be okay. Like, you're actually gonna be okay. So whenever you feel, just take it with a pinch of salt. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Literally.
Perfect.
And work hard. Yeah, and work hard.
Unreal. Well,
He would have listened to that.
yeah?
Yeah, he would have listened to that. He'd have been like, yeah, that's not easy. Literally, yeah.
Unreal. Well, yeah, what a fascinating conversation, honestly, from my perspective. So, yeah, thank you for being so open, honest, and for going into areas which are tough. I know you said you accepted the interview because of the line at the top of my bio, but hopefully we've had a good conversation.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Thank you. Yeah, man.